Have you ever found yourself in a conversation with a woman and sensed something just beneath the surface? A spark, a curiosity, a subtle invitation, but weren't entirely sure what it meant? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of attraction, exploring 5 powerful phrases women often use that reveal when they're emotionally and psychologically drawn to someone. These are the kind of phrases that can change the trajectory of a connection if you know how to interpret them. And before we dive in, take a moment to settle in. Because understanding these subtle cues is not just about romance, it's about human psychology, emotional intelligence, and the invisible language we all communicate in relationships. Let's begin with the first phrase that can carry more weight than most men realize. I feel like the temperature is rising. At first, this may sound entirely ordinary, perhaps even mundane. Maybe she's simply commenting on the weather or noting that a room feels warm. But in the context of attraction and emotional connection, this phrase often carries a deeper psychological significance. When a woman repeatedly remarks on how warm she feels, it's rarely just about the thermostat. Psychologists who study subtle cues in interpersonal attraction suggest that this is a way of indirectly expressing heightened emotional awareness, a small, almost subconscious signal that she feels energized, engaged, and attuned to your presence. Think about it. When someone is interested in another person, their attention sharpens, their awareness of surroundings changes, and even seemingly casual observations take on a different meaning. Saying, "the temperature is rising," can be a way of creating an intimate atmosphere, signaling curiosity, and even subtly inviting interaction. It's her way of opening a door without turning the knob for you. If you hear this phrase, the key is in how you respond. This isn't the moment for indifference or brusque replies. It's an opportunity to engage softly, to match her energy, and to signal that you are attuned to her emotional state. A warm smile, attentive listening, or a light comment acknowledging the shared environment can deepen the connection subtly but profoundly. It's a gentle dance of awareness and reciprocity. Moving to the second phrase, you smell great. This one might feel straightforward, almost trivial, but it's loaded with psychological insight. Humans are wired to respond to scent in ways that are deeply tied to memory, attraction, and subconscious emotional processing. When a woman comments on your scent, whether it's your natural fragrance, a particular cologne, or even just the freshness of your presence, she's not merely being polite, she's creating a sensory association between herself and you. In psychology, this is known as olfactory conditioning. The brain stores associations between sense and emotional experiences. By noticing your scent and expressing appreciation for it, she's effectively embedding you into her sensory memory. This makes her experience of you more vivid, more memorable, and subtly more intimate. For the listener, it's a cue that she is attuned to you in a multidimensional way, not just through words or eye contact, but through sensory perception. When you receive a comment like this, it's a chance to reinforce positive engagement. You can respond naturally, perhaps with a quiet acknowledgement or a playful remark that keeps the energy warm. The essence here is subtlety. She's signaling interest, and your task is to mirror that emotional attunement without overstepping, creating a space for trust and comfort to flourish. Now, let's move into more direct territory with the third phrase. I really like this part of your body. Here, verbal communication and body language converge in a powerful way. Compliments on physical traits are rarely casual. When paired with gestures, such as light touches, leaning closer, or sustained eye contact, this phrase becomes a bridge between curiosity and invitation. Psychologists studying human attraction note that positive acknowledgement of physical presence is a way to reduce interpersonal barriers and signal openness to deeper connection. The critical element in interpreting this phrase is context and reciprocity. She's not merely commenting, she's inviting a response, a reflection of attention and appreciation that acknowledges her interest. A warm smile, gentle mirroring, or thoughtful acknowledgement of the compliment communicates emotional intelligence and emotional attunement. It's the beginning of a deeper rapport where mutual respect and subtle attraction intertwine. Phrase number 4 carries an even more explicit psychological weight. I suggest we find somewhere more private. This phrase signals a desire for increased intimacy, not necessarily sexual, but emotional and psychological closeness. Privacy in human interaction allows for vulnerability, deep conversation, and authentic expression. By suggesting a more private setting, she is offering an opportunity for trust to deepen and for the connection to move into a space that feels personal and secure. From a psychological perspective, this is a powerful cue. Humans are inherently social, yet deeply attuned to boundaries and context. Suggesting privacy indicates not only comfort, but also trust, a readiness to share attention and experience without external observation. When you hear this, it's crucial to understand the emotional layer beneath the words. This is not a casual suggestion. It's a moment where attentiveness, respect, and sensitivity will define the trajectory of the connection. Your response should honor her openness, creating a space where shared experience feels safe, engaging, and mutually enriching. Finally, the fifth phrase, "You look really good today." While society often downplays the significance of compliments, direct acknowledgement of appearance is a psychologically potent signal. Compliments are not mere words, they are vehicles for emotional expression, often indicating admiration, attraction, or interest. When a woman highlights your appearance, it is not casual conversation. It is a clear recognition that she is noticing you in a special way, emotionally and visually. Psychologically, direct compliments activate reward centers in the brain, reinforcing attention and emotional connection. For the recipient, acknowledging the compliment with subtle cues, eye contact, a soft smile, or a mirrored gesture can reciprocate attention without verbal pressure. This moment is an invitation for closeness, an opportunity to cultivate mutual recognition and appreciation. The subtle power here lies in balance, observing, acknowledging, and responding in a way that fosters trust, warmth, and emotional safety. So, let's recap the 5 phrases that reveal a woman's attraction and emotional engagement. The first, "I feel like the temperature is rising," signaling emotional awareness and subtle curiosity. The second, "You smell great," linking sensory perception with positive emotional association. The third, "I really like this part of your body," where verbal acknowledgement and body language converge to invite closeness. The fourth, "I suggest we find somewhere more private," offering a chance for vulnerability and emotional intimacy. And the fifth, "You look really good today," a direct expression of recognition and admiration that highlights interest. Understanding these phrases is not about manipulation or over-analysis. It is about cultivating psychological insight, emotional intelligence, and the ability to read subtle social cues. Relationships thrive when both parties are attuned, attentive, and respectful of signals that indicate attraction and engagement. Recognizing these moments allows for connection to deepen in meaningful, ethical, and mutually satisfying ways. Beyond words, it's important to remember the silent layers of communication. Micro-expressions, tone of voice, and even slight changes in posture often accompany these phrases. Neuroscience and behavioral psychology research indicate that the human brain processes these nonverbal cues even faster than spoken language, forming impressions that shape trust, attraction, and rapport long before conscious interpretation occurs. This means that each phrase we've explored is amplified by the subtle, almost imperceptible behaviors that accompany it. Consider the broader psychological perspective. Humans are wired for connection. The brain constantly assesses potential partners for compatibility, interest, and emotional safety. When a woman communicates attraction, whether through words, body language, or combined signals, she is engaging in a form of interpersonal negotiation, sharing her willingness to connect on an emotional, cognitive, and social level. Recognizing these signals responsibly allows the recipient to respond with awareness, respect, and curiosity, strengthening the potential for a deeper, authentic connection. The 5 phrases discussed also highlight an essential principle of social psychology: reciprocal responsiveness. Human interactions are dynamic. Cues, gestures, and words invite responses that, in turn, influence future communication. By being attentive to these phrases, you are not merely receiving information. You are participating in an ongoing exchange that shapes emotional resonance, trust, and mutual attraction. How you respond, through voice, posture, attention, or subtle mirroring, determines the quality of the connection that emerges. It's also worth noting that context matters immensely. These phrases gain significance within the broader tapestry of interaction, including shared experiences, prior conversations, and mutual emotional investment. One isolated compliment or observation might not convey deep interest, but repeated patterns, coupled with consistent nonverbal cues, form a reliable framework for understanding underlying emotional states. In practice, this means that listening is as important as speaking. Responding thoughtfully, with gentle attentiveness and emotional intelligence, communicates your own engagement and signals that you value the connection. You don't need to overinterpret, nor do you need to rush the interaction. The power lies in observing, acknowledging, and reciprocating in ways that feel authentic and grounded. Ultimately, understanding these 5 phrases is about more than just dating or attraction. It's about human connection, empathy, and the subtle language of interpersonal psychology. By cultivating awareness of verbal and nonverbal signals, you deepen your capacity to engage meaningfully, respond ethically, and create relationships that are fulfilling, balanced, and psychologically informed. So, next time you hear a woman say, "I feel like the temperature is rising," or "You smell great," or any of the other phrases we've explored, pause and consider the layers beneath the words. Recognize the opportunity for connection, the subtle invitation to emotional closeness, and the human desire for shared experience. Respond with awareness, warmth, and presence, and you will notice the depth and quality of your interactions transforming. Human relationships are a dance of attention, curiosity, and understanding. The phrases we've discussed are simply invitations to step closer, to observe, and to engage with care. By practicing psychological mindfulness, emotional attunement, and thoughtful reciprocity, you can navigate these interactions with confidence, integrity, and insight. In conclusion, the 5 phrases we've explored, each seemingly simple on the surface, carry profound psychological significance. They are markers of interest, emotional engagement, and subtle attraction. Recognizing them requires attentiveness, empathy, and an understanding of human behavior. Responding thoughtfully, with respect and presence, transforms these signals into opportunities for meaningful connection, authentic engagement, and shared emotional resonance. Remember, attraction is not a game, it is a conversation, a dialogue of subtle cues, shared experiences, and human psychology. When you listen, observe, and respond with intention, you honor both yourself and the other person, fostering a space where genuine connection can thrive. So take these insights with you. Watch for the phrases, observe the context, pay attention to the unspoken signals, and approach each interaction with empathy and psychological insight. Your awareness will not only help you navigate relationships, but will also enrich your understanding of human behavior, emotional intelligence, and the subtle art of connection. If you found this exploration meaningful, reflect on your own interactions. Notice the small cues, listen carefully, and honor the emotional signals others share with you. Because in the end, understanding the psychology of attraction is not about manipulation. It's about connection, insight, and the profound beauty of human relationships. Stay curious, stay aware, and let your connections deepen through attention, empathy, and respect.